24th UFC card in Canada, the first one, UFC 83 in Montreal. Edmonton will become the 10th Canadian city to host a UFC card. This will be the first one. Yeah, this is the first UFC event there. They did host WEC 49 back in June of 2010, but no UFC events yet. Canada, obviously a great fight place. Edmonton, from what I understand, is also a great fight place. What else do we have here? Teixeira claims that Jimmy Manuwa hasn't done enough to earn a UFC title shot. I disagree. I think that Manuwa, we could have, we'll see what else they do. Teixeira got KO'd like a motherfucker. He looked terrible against Rumble. So, I guess so did Manuwa. Manuwa didn't look very good against Rumble either. So, I guess there is a little bit of word back and forth. You could probably go either way there. Tony Ferguson calls out Nate Diaz with the Diaz motto. Don't be scared, homie. I guess they're saying here, is looking to talk himself, obviously, into a fight with Nate Diaz, hopefully for the interim title that was supposed to be, that he was supposed to fight for a couple of weeks ago or whatever, or a month or whatever now, a month and a half ago, when Khabib Nurmagomedov had to pull out of the card because he couldn't make weight. Man, it's really unfortunate, especially with the whole 155 situation being hung up. I don't mind a Nate Diaz-Tony Ferguson interim title matchup at this point. Nate beat the champ at 170 once. He might be skipping a few people, but it's not a terrible matchup at all. And the way that the UFC's run at this point, it kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? It's something they would do. Nate's obviously a massive star, just due to his fights with Conor and, choking Conor out. He became an internet legend, I guess, of some sorts. He would have to, let's see, he's ranked number 8, though, so, he would definitely have to jump. A lot of people, Barboza is ranked higher than him, Chiesa, Michael Johnson. Eddie Alvarez has the one loss to Conor. Dos Anjos has the loss to Eddie Alvarez. Who knows? Alvarez is going to fight Poirier. If Alvarez can get a good W over Poirier, it's probably have to do a Tony Ferguson, Eddie Alvarez, not so much a Nate Diaz matchup. But we'll see how that goes. I think they're actually dead even odds, so who knows? I'm not even sure who I like. I think a healthy Poirier might have a good shot at beating Alvarez there. All right, what else do we have in the news department here? Patricky Pitbull, the other Pitbull, is scheduled to fight Derek Campos again. Patricky Campos Part 2 is going to headline Bellator 181. And Bellator 181 will be taking place July 14th at the world-famous WinStar World Casino and Resort in Thackerville, Oklahoma. I don't understand the whole fucking Indian casino type fucking situation. I don't get it, man. What's going on with how is Bellator going to compete with UFC when UFC is going from Seoul, South Korea to fucking Edmonton to Europe to Stockholm, Sweden to fucking Brazil and shit, and these dudes are going from Thackerville, Oklahoma to Uncasville, Connecticut and shit like that. They're pulling good numbers, but fuck, man. It doesn't look good on TV, man. If you can show a fucking beautiful, I don't know, man. People like to see that shit when they're in Brazil. That's part of the fucking attraction to it. That's what part of the attraction of being in all these countries is, or at least television-wise, is like that you are doing some big-ass shit. That's part of the impressive thing. But July 14th, I guess, they'll be back in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Be an interesting fight there in the lightweight division. Cool. All right, what else do we have here? How about this, man? Former Bellator champion Marcus Galvão went on vacation after his loss like a month ago or whatever it was. And when he flew back to New York, he found out that they had robbed him. Somebody had broken into his safe and took all of his money. I guess $25,000. Is that true? GoFundMe. I guess $25,000. Didn't take his TV or any of that shit, but somehow stole his ducats. That's really unfortunate for Marcus Galvão. Unfortunate for everybody. That sucks. Nobody's into fucking people stealing and shit like that. hopefully they can find out who did it and he gets compensated for that. I guess that was actually money raised from a GoFundMe, so that he could pay his bills and his income taxes, it says. It doesn't make a lot of sense that it would be in cash in a safe. You could just quite easily put that in a bank or something like that. I'm obviously not his financial advisor or any type of an advisor to him, but I feel like you could probably just put that in a bank and it'd be okay. But it's an unfortunate situation. I'm not talking shit. I hope everybody gets that figured out for Marcus Galvao. And how about The Ultimate Fighter, Episode 1? Jesus Christ. Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw get in a fucking fight, an argument where Cody Garbrandt just fucking outright fucking grabs Dillashaw by the neck and just fucking starts choking his ass and shit like that. Fucking hand to the neck. You guys can see it. Obviously, there's tons and tons and tons of videos and clips of this online right now. They're really trying to make Dillashaw look like a dick. I had kind of always been an alpha male supporter in the situation, and not that I was ever against Dillashaw, but this goes the exact opposite fucking direction. I think that this makes Dillashaw look like the good guy. He's just a fucking dude doing his fucking job and living his life, and fucking Cody Garbrandt is just literally just talking shit, trying to make this big instigatory fucking situation, and it really, really looks bad, especially doing that, like literally just fucking grabbing his neck like that and shit like that. It looked like a fucking shithead move. I hated that fucking move, especially because I like fucking Cody Garbrandt coming out of the Dominic Cruz fight. Dominic Cruz is one of my favorite fighters in the world. Dominic, John Jones, probably Frankie Edgar. And he looked so goddamn good that he obviously made a fan of me in that fight. And I hate seeing this. Going up against TJ Dillashaw, who I don't think is a bad guy at all. I never thought TJ Dillashaw was a bad guy. I thought that was a lot of misplaced anger and intentions probably by both people. Dillashaw wasn't really talking much shit about Team Alpha Male either. It wasn't like he was really bagging on him. He just he had a better connection with, a coach, and he got paid. It was the exact opposite. Rather than paying Uriah, he got paid to be at the gym out at Muscle Farm in Denver. So it's, totally different fucking situation there. And I'm really unfortunate that it goes to this. Kind of makes me want to root for Dillashaw to beat Cody Garbrandt. I don't like him to beat Cody Garbrandt. I think Garbrandt looks better, and the odds are actually really close. But I don't know, man. It's a really bad look for him. Alrighty. We doing anything else here? Holy shit. Some people say Brandon Moreno might be the next to get a title shot at 125 pounds just because Mighty Mouse has kind of cleaned up the division. That might be an interesting fight. I would really, really, really like to see him get at least one more fight under his belt. A Formiga. Wilson Hayes would be a horrible matchup, actually. But like somebody where he could possibly get at least one more submission or a little bit more experience in the cage at the very, very least. All right, and this one actually looks like a pretty good one. This will be the last of the news that we do today. Some more fight reveals here. Y'all remember the Mark Jacquesi fight from like 2 weeks ago? Fucking looked fantastic. The Ultimate Fighter 25 finale card. I think that's going to be the one that will be headlined by Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw. I'm pretty sure that's how they're going to do this. That takes place on July 7th in Las Vegas. Mark Jacquesi is going to take on Drakkar Klose. That'll be a pretty interesting fight there. He had that 30-second knockout over Teemu Packalén again in London. 3-0 in the UFC. 6 of his 12 wins are by knockout. Klose had the majority win decision against Devin Powell in January. That'll be interesting right there. Mark Jacquesi, seriously impressive. Everybody's going to be looking forward to watching that for sure. Have no doubt. All right, I think this is going to be the end of the show for today. A lot of cool shit happened today. NFL draft today. NBA playoffs back tonight. Stanley Cup playoffs back tonight. A lot of interesting shit going on. I got to work in a little bit, so you're not going to hear from me today. We're going to do an NBA weekly tomorrow, except it's going to be like a 12-day weekly, which seems to be the case a lot. Didn't want to wait too much longer, though, to do it because we could have just like a recap show. But there was so much to talk about already. We're going to have to do that tomorrow. We're also going to be breaking down, one of the biggest fights of maybe all time, truthfully. And I guess what people are saying, the biggest fight in England's history, Anthony Joshua, Vladimir Klitschko. That's going to be happening on Saturday. We're going to break that down tomorrow. I think we got some kickboxing, Glory 40, I do believe, that we have to break down. I'll have to double check that, but that'll be tomorrow as well. As far as today, everybody had a fantastic, fantastic Thursday. And until later, I love you.